Man, the end of 2024 is such a bittersweet feeling. While there were plenty of great moments that occurred over the past 365 days, I could confidently say, without a doubt, this has been the worst year of my life. A complete dumpster fire. And thank God, I'm relieved it's finally coming to a close. Like, I'm ready to just mentally restart the year. 2024 was brutal. An absolute pain in the ass. The most painful year I have ever endured. I used to think the hardest thing I ever had to go through was back in 2021 when my jawbone was shattered into multiple pieces, leaving me unable to eat, sleep, or talk for like 2 months, while also overcoming the worst breakup I've ever had in my entire life. But then 2024 quite literally said,
I will come to your house, steal your teeth, and Fortnite floss on top of your confused body. Don't test me, motherfuckers. Whoa. I'll put some dirt in your eye. I'll go balls deep in your mom.
I hate to be this blunt in what is supposed to be a more positive video, but like my chill is gone, like my patience is gone. I just don't really care at this point. I want to be honest with all of you about just how toxic and painful this year has been. Not just for me, but for like the entire world. Seems like everybody is getting fisted. Wait, I take that back. If everybody was getting fisted, everybody would probably be much happier. That said, this video isn't all doom and gloom, don't worry. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer for the next 20 minutes. Despite the many struggles and hurdles we faced, we accomplished a lot of incredible goals, and we've got some amazing things lined up for 2025. So without further ado, let me just take a few minutes of your time to address all of the bad stuff, and then we'll dive into the more fun, exciting stuff. Oh god, I look fat. Am I fat? I'm not fat. What's happening here? Button, no button, open, flannel, no flannel. I look like a very large lumberjack right now, and I just don't know if that's the look I'm going for, if that's the look I want. I don't want to be presented as just some lumberjack. The mustache ain't really flowing today either. Thank God this year is coming to a close. All right, we'll leave the flannel on for now, and then we'll reassess after a few minutes. So as I just mentioned, 2024 was horrible. Easily one of the worst years of my life, and for many reasons. Like, let's start with the beginning of the year. I contracted COVID and then laryngitis right after, which severely hindered my ability to upload during the first quarter of the year. Like, if you guys look back between January and March, there's like 3 videos. That's because I was sick the whole time. That's what I get for going to a dirty club. I hate myself. I try my damn hardest to not get sick, because when I get sick, I get really sick. And it's just not fun. And let me tell you, COVID was not fun. That was incredibly painful. I spent weeks in my bed. I hated every second. And that absence obviously hurt my channel's viewership a lot. And ad revenue, of course. Actually, if I'm going to be honest, all of my numbers are down this year compared to last year's. Which, you know, at this point, I try not to stress about. But still, sometimes I get in my own head about analytics. And sometimes I beat myself up whenever a video doesn't perform well. And as you could tell from the last few months, I've been pretty rough on myself. Then, of course, my mom died after a 5-year battle with cancer, and, you know, that completely changed my world. I had to take on a whole new load of responsibilities at home, which took a lot of time away from YouTube. And let me be real with you guys, when your best friend dies, it's impossible not to feel the toll on your mental health. There were other little things throughout the year that really messed with my psyche, like my car's current state, which stresses me out every day. I also had to rush my dad to the ER about a month ago. Again. And of course, there's other little bits and pieces there. I went on a couple of bad dates, like really bad dates. And, I don't know, my mini fridge broke. I know, first world problems. My mini fridge broke. But listen, when you're constantly fighting for your life all year, even the small things start to weigh on you. I also tried rekindling with some old friends, and while some of those reconnections worked out for the better, others completely backfired. A hard lesson I had to learn this year is that some people, especially those from high school, just don't change. Like, people can change for the better, but only if they truly want to. And if these people were toxic in the past and are still toxic, they're just not worth keeping around. Oh, and to add the icing to the cake, I got pulled over for the first time this year because some f***ing troglodyte, who I'm pretty sure I know who it is, by the way, who did this, thought it would be cute to obstruct my rear license plate with a note that called me a female dog. I made a whole video on my second channel talking about it when it came out, and thankfully the cop understood that I didn't purposely cover my license plate with a note. But like that happened like 2 weeks after my mom passed. So I'm sure you could imagine just how much that annoyed me. Again, obviously there's a lot of other crap that happened this year, but I'll spare you guys the shit. I'm usually a decently positive person. Like I try to look more at the positives of life than the negatives, but sometimes I just have to air out my dirty laundry, so to speak. All in all, 2024 was a year that really tested my patience to its limit. At this point, I'm so numb to disappointment that if my house caught on fire, if a rattlesnake decided to just crawl up my toilet drain, if an elephant decided to just walk on top of my car, I'd probably just shrug my shoulders and say, yep, another day. Okay, it's getting really hot in here, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got my ring light going, I got my stove going downstairs, and that thing gets hot. And when you throw wood in it, it gets hot, because that's how a stove works. Anyways, despite all of the nonsense, we did accomplish a lot of great things this year. I mean, for starters, we hit 25k subscribers, which is amazing, by the way. Thank you guys. We're very close to 26,000. I don't think we're gonna hit it by the end of the year, but you know, if we did, that'd be cool. My band Water on Red released the deluxe edition to our album Disappointment, and people seemed to really enjoy the bonus songs, especially Gone. Like, people love Gone, which is great. I love that song. My new Smiling Friends Iceberg became my fastest growing video to date in a span of like 24 hours, which was so rewarding to see. I also got a little bit crazy. You know, I decided to experiment a little bit with my content. Like, I made a couple of documentaries this year, which were so fun to make, and I plan on making more in 2025. I revived my second channel as well, where I could upload random commentary videos whenever I feel like it. Hell, I even started a Minecraft channel, which I haven't done anything with yet, but I still might give it a shot once I finish building my new PC, which, speaking of which, I'm excited to talk about this. I'm building a brand new computer and I'm so excited. This is my computer on screen. I call it the Yeti. I built it in January of 2021 and it served me well for the last few years. That was my first build ever. Although I will say I had a lot of help from my friend Zach. But this PC I'm building, the Yeti V2, I'm basically doing all on my own and I cannot wait to build it. I am so excited. Here's all the parts. I mean, look at this. I got cable extensions. I got a 9800X 3D, which was such a pain in the ass to get, by the way, but we got it, baby. We got it. I'm going to be repurposing my current PSU, which is 1000 watts. I got a 7900X TX in my computer. I'm going to also use that as well. I mean, I'm so excited to build it. I'm so excited. I even got an O11 Vision from Lee & Lee, which is a beautiful case. Oh, I can't wait. You know, if you guys want a video of me building my new setup, let me know. Like, let me know soon, because by the time this video goes up, I'm probably going to start working on it. So let me see those comments below. On a personal note, I finally reconnected with my nephew, who, yes, he's my nephew, but the way we grew up as kids, like, he's only a year younger than me, so we kind of grew up like brothers in a sense. But I reconnected with him and that's been great. Unfortunately, it happened after my mom passed, but we've stayed in close contact since. We've been hanging out and stuff. And believe it or not, my current PC, Yeti V1, I'm selling to him because he's starting to do YouTube and stuff, and I figured this PC helped me build my channel to where it is. Maybe it could help him as well. Speaking of which, I'll link his channel in the description if you guys want to help support him. Though I didn't hit 100k views on many videos this year, 2 of them at least hit 100k, which was nice. What else happened this year? Matt Malero, co-creator of Aqua Teen, creator of 12-ounce mouse, he approved of my 12-ounce mouse Iceberg, which is cool. Very surreal, might I add. And even the Psycops co-creator Chris Nielsen is a fan of my content, and he's such a nice guy. Oh, by the way, you should totally watch Psycops and 12-ounce mouse. 2 very underrated gems on Adult Swim. Oh god, what else happened this year? Oh, COD Lore Facts. They really liked my Black Ops Iceberg, which means a lot to me, because I've been following them forever. So that's just nice to see. And of course, I've collaborated with several YouTubers this year, which isn't anything new, but it's still cool. I appeared in like 1 or 2 of BH Ultra's videos, and I worked with my friends Lucian and Anastasia from Deathcast and Metal Massacre on the Courage Iceberg, and I even interviewed Lucian and some of the guys from Deathcast again, which was great. Oh, and I just remembered I recently made a cameo in my friend Seeker's latest video, which was really cool. He's a very nice guy too. We have some cool stuff planned for 2025, and I also managed to get my dirty little hands on some PNG characters for my channel. Excuse me, Mike. Thanks to the talented GhoulYards. We still have a few more character poses to work on, so hopefully you'll see those in 2025. But isn't this art just awesome? So yeah, I mean, 2024 was brutal, but it wasn't all bad. And I'm hopeful that 2025 will be a better year for all of us. I mean, it better be. If not, then I'm moving to the bottom of the ocean. Besides the positives that occurred this year, and the negatives, of course. There was a lot of other really cool things that happened this year that kind of helped alleviate some of my stress. For starters, Linkin Park came back with a new vocalist, and I mean, I'm just really happy for that. The new album is great, by the way. Emily is a very talented vocalist. I really like the new album. I think she killed it. Speaking of music, Crossfade is back. 3 Days Grace with Adam is back, and he and Matt are sharing vocal duties, which is interesting. God, Poppy and Knocked Loose played on Jimmy Kimmel and pissed off a bunch of moms, which was awesome. Motionless in White opened up for Rhea Ripley, which was cool. Black Ops 6 released, and it feels like a game that was developed in 4 years, because it was, although, not gonna lie, I'm not too fond of the inclusion of AI art, the mediocre designed multiplayer maps, those are awful. The constant hackers and the bullshit Ricochet anti-cheat. And this is coming from someone who plays on PC. I just want to play a game with my friends, and these hackers are making all PC players look bad. To the point that people on Twitter are petitioning for crossplay to be disabled between console and PC. I just want to play with everybody. I'm not a hacker. It sucks. And I wish these people would figure it out. And besides that, Zombies is cool. The campaign was chef's kiss. And Omni Movement is really, really fun. It's one of those things that I just wish was in the game since the dawn of time. Like, why was an Omni Movement a thing before? I love it. And of course, there are other little things that made 2024 somewhat better, but those are just some of my highlights. Lots of great music this year, a lot of great games. I mean, it's great. It's great. Everything's great. You're gonna love it. Gotta hate my life. But now we look to the future. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it real with you guys.
This light is so bright.
So I'm gonna change the style of the video now. Welcome everybody to another ZeroOmens gameplay commentary video. What is it, 2020? My ring light was hurting my eyes, so I kind of had to turn it off, and this is the next best option. Anyways, we look to the future. What do I have planned for 2025, both with YouTube and my real life? Well, I got a lot. For starters, I want to make more money, baby. You know, my health insurance provider just raised their prices, so I might have to take up a second job next year, which is okay. You know, I was going to do that anyway because I want money, but I'll still be doing YouTube no matter what. I just have to be able to afford to live. I also need to get a credit card and build my credit because I'm 25 now and I feel like I should have done this years ago. I also want a new car this year and I kind of need credit to do that. On top of that, I would like to move, like maybe at the end of next year, if not early 2026, but you know, we'll see what happens. I know that's a tall order, but I'm willing to work for it, baby. In terms of YouTube, I doubt I'll hit 50k subscribers next year, but I'm hopeful that I'll at least hit 30k. In terms of music, I would really like to release my band Water on Red's 5th album, The Worst Is Yet to Come, next year as well. You know what, as a matter of fact, that is 100% happening. It is going to happen. We have a lot of songs completed and a lot of demos that need to be fleshed out and finished. It's happening, baby. Here's a quick snippet of what's to come. You know, in terms of my physical body, I would like to go back to the gym again and get yoked again. I've been on and off with the gym for years, and every time I go back, I get jacked and then leave for whatever reason. Last time I left was literally because of a money issue, but we'll see what happens though. I'd like to also read another book, maybe invest more, maybe find a romantic partner, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that's my lowest priority. And even if it was a top priority, it's just not gonna happen right now. Going back to YouTube though, I plan on live streaming again on my second channel as of now, so that'll be fun too. And of course, the biggest goal of all is to keep entertaining and make people laugh, whether it's in person or with these videos, because, well, that's what my mom would want me to do. Make the world better, one smile at a time, and probably make like 20 other people angry, but that's okay. Alright, well, before we wrap things up here, we have a tradition here on the channel. Every December, I host a Q&A featuring questions you've sent in. You know, it's a great way for new audience members to kind of get to know me a bit, while also giving longtime fans the opportunity to learn even more. Why you would want to learn more about me, I really just have no clue. What is wrong with you? But for those of you who are new to the channel or are a new viewer of mine from like the last few months, hi, I'm Jonathan, I'm 25. I enjoy long walks on the beach and protein-rich kibble. Alright, without further ado, let's dive into your questions. Steve Mikey, favorite moral oral episode? I'm gonna say Waste, mainly because of the one scene where Clay tries Oral's cereal and immediately realizes that it's filled with pee instead of milk. And favorite Adult Swim bumper? That's a tough one. Obviously, The Dawn Is Your Enemy is a standout, purely because of the ridiculous lore surrounding it. I'm also a fan of the old Inuyasha bumpers from like 05, 06. Like I used to wake up to those every morning before school, and they're pretty nostalgic to me. And I might be a bit biased here. I'm being very biased here. But the Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm review bumper featuring Ronnie and myself was incredible. It came out about a week after Plantasm released, and seeing the network acknowledge my existence even for a couple of seconds was very surreal. I know it'll never happen again in a million years, so I just treasure that moment all the time. And favorite video I've made? That's another tough one because I am my biggest critic. I always think my videos could be better even though I'm already giving 110% into their creation. That said, I think my Maid Marian Entertainment documentary and even my Szechuan Sauce documentary are my current favorites. Those kinds of projects give me so much more creative freedom to experiment, you know, with editing and storytelling, which made them very rewarding to work on, even if they didn't perform super well. I also really liked my April Fool's video from this year, where I spent an entire weekend learning FL Studio, and I ended up crafting a lo-fi record, which is really cool. And that was a lot of fun, even though the lo-fi video did not perform super well. In fact, I think like 10 people unsubscribed to me after I posted that because I really don't know. I guess because it's not the staple ZeroOmens content, but if you guys are new here, let me be very clear right now. Every April Fool's, I post a joke video, so keep that in mind. I got a few ideas for next year and I'm excited. James Metal, good to see you, my friend. First band that got me into metal music? Easy, Linkin Park. When I was really young, I borrowed my sister's old iPod. In fact, I think I still have it in my filing cabinet. And it had the Jay-Z and Linkin Park Collision Course EP on there. And that record introduced me to metal music, nu metal, rap, and so many other genres of music. I loved it so much that I eventually got a physical CD. And I think this has like a DVD in it too, like a live concert DVD. Yeah, it's a DVD. Yeah, Collision Course DVD. I think it's the making of the album and then a performance of it, which is really cool. Anyway, this album right here introduced me to the world of metal and rap. Another big one for me was obviously Motionless in White. When I was heading into middle school and I heard Abigail for the first time, it completely consumed me. The song unhinged its jaw like a snake and just swallowed me whole. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me. They became a big gateway band for me. Like I've seen them live so many times in Scranton, and they're always incredible, and thanks to them, I discovered so many new bands in the scene as well. And if I could be a voice actor for any Adult Swim show, which one would it be? Definitely Aqua Teen. I would love to play a villain or some random bizarre character. I think Smiling Friends would also be a really good one too. Or if the Venture Bros ever, makes a comeback and Doc Hammer doesn't want to voice Billy Quizboy anymore, I could step in because sometimes I practically sound like him. Which I don't mean to sound like him, I just have a giant ass overbite. It happens. Hamstring, good to see you. Favorite Adult Swim scene? Like from a show or a bumper? I mean, there are so many memorable scenes across the network's shows and bumpers, but if I had to pick like a recent favorite, it would definitely be from the Smiling Friends episode, A Alan Adventure. Specifically the part where Alan's landlord asks him if he wants to hang out and smoke weed and fill their bellies with diet soda and play Burnout Revenge for the PS2. That moment stands out to me because it became a running gag in my friend group, and we would always crack up about it. Anytime after that episode came out, and we would want to play a game together, or join a Discord call, or hang out, that's usually our go-to message to each other. John P., how's it going? I remember finding your Adult Swim Iceberg video and it made me happy to see someone enjoy the lore of AS, and I discovered new things about it as well. Well, I'm glad to hear that my Adult Swim Iceberg made such an impact on you and introduced you to new things about the network as well. It genuinely makes me happy to know that there are others out there who enjoy the lore of Adult Swim as much as I do. While I personally think this particular video has a lot of flaws to it, because I was still kind of new to the whole iceberg thing at the time. Also, I didn't know how to mix audio well. And let's be real, I still don't, but I'm doing better. And even my latest one could be better in some ways. I'm still incredibly grateful that it resonated with so many people and reached such a wide audience. I absolutely love talking about things that bring me joy, which is why every video on this channel is something I just enjoy talking about. And it's always rewarding to connect with like-minded people who share the same enthusiasm. Sora! from the Szechuan sauce documentary. But seriously, it's good to see you again. My favorite moment on your channel was getting to be on it, if only for a few minutes. It was an honor to help with the video. It was truly an honor to have you on and have a chance to discuss your experience working at McDonald's during the whole Szechuan sauce debacle. You are such a cool person, Sora, and your input really made that video so much better. And what else can I say? You know, I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your day to be a part of it. Oh, and I'm also really happy to hear that you enjoyed the Kids Next Door Iceberg. That one took a lot of work to put together, but knowing that so many people appreciated it makes all the effort worth it. Plans on reviewing shows like Aqua Teen, or do I think highlighting some moments or episodes is sufficient enough? So I do review shows from time to time, as well as highlight specific moments from them. Honestly, I'm open to continuing both of those moving forward, as long as you and everyone else enjoys the content. One idea I've had in mind for about a year now is re-reviewing season 12 of Aqua Teen. I made a video discussing the new season when the first 2 episodes were released, but I never covered the full season as a whole, so maybe that's something I'll tackle next year, if you would like to see it. Dizzle, you're one of them YouTubers that makes me feel motivated as to get better at doing my own Well, I'm glad that an idiot like me can inspire, motivate, and push you and others to get up and work. And you guys obviously do the same for me as well. There are so many days where I feel like a nervous wreck. You know, I feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again, but that's just impossible. But it's people like you who keep me grounded and make me want to keep creating. Calvin, my favorite moment is when John ZeroOmens said, "It's Johning time," and Johned all over the place. Yeah, I enjoyed that part too. I especially loved when I just Johned all over the place. What does that even mean? I mean, I have an idea on what I think it means, but I'm not going to say it. Logan, what's going on? You sound exactly like Wyatt Duncan. It would be cool if you did a Garfield and Friends Iceberg. Are you talking about this YouTuber? Because if you are, then I kind of hear it. People also tell me that I sound like Moist Critical a lot too. Like a lot of the time I sound like this, and then sometimes I just sound like this. I found a copy pasta on Reddit. I'm just gonna read it in the voice and we'll see how it sounds. You guys will be the judge of it. So a couple of weeks ago, I experienced the worst that could happen to a man such as myself. I've been shitting for over 2 days. Unstoppable masses of shit pouring out of my asshole. It was like a portal to hell opened. Yeah, that's about it. I'll see ya. As for a Garfield and Friends Iceberg, I'll never say never, but it's not on my plate at the moment, but maybe in the future. What other vanity card or bump did you find unnerving or gory on Adult Swim? So it's not exactly a vanity card on Adult Swim, but the AKA Cartoon Inc. card at the end of Ed, Ed, and Eddie would sometimes make me uneasy. Another thing I wasn't a fan of was the Mima spliced bumpers from The Heart She Holler, where she would just randomly appear in commercials for Family Guy and The Cleveland Show, and they used to just scare the piss out of me. Ragman, good to see you. How do you feel about the content you've put out this year? Well, I think the videos I've released this year have been pretty solid, especially the more experimental ones. And while those didn't perform as well as I would have hoped, they were by far the most fun to create. I didn't really put out as much content this year as I would have liked, but I'm optimistic about next year. Hopefully I could turn things around, or at the very least, continue pouring my heart and soul into every project I release. Top 3 Adult Swim shows you'd want to get a new season. Aqua Teen, right now. Season 13, let's go. I also wouldn't mind a season 4 of 12 Ounce Mouse, and I would really love to see a second season of Psycops, but unfortunately I don't think the latter 2 will ever come back. At least Aqua Teen has a shot of being renewed, but we'll just have to wait and see. Oh wait, you know what? I would love to see a season 3 of Royal Crackers as well. And have I ever considered doing a make ship plush campaign? So I've thought about doing merch and plushies, but honestly, I don't think enough of you guys would be interested in that kind of stuff from me, at least not right now. I would love to make it happen. Like, I have so many cool ideas for stuff, but I want to be sure that there is enough demand before putting the effort into it, if that makes sense. Like, if I were to do something like this, I'd want the community to grow a bit more first. What songs have you been listening to lately? Lately I've been hooked on 2 new tracks by Iris.exe, Lose Me and Shadow Dancing. I've also been revisiting Imminence's live acoustic sessions. I'll just be sitting here at like 12 in the morning, baked out of my mind, and I'll throw on their one live acoustic performance, and I'll just fall in love with the sweet sound of the violin every single time. Oh, and on top of that, Imminence recently re-recorded their debut album, and that's been in heavy rotation as well. Bubs About Dragon, good to see you. Favorite ERB rap battle? Probably the Mr. T and Mr. Rogers one. And favorite BH Ultra video. Ooh, okay. See, that's tough because all of Andrew's videos are really good. I won't be biased and pick the ones I've been featured in, but if I had to choose one, I would probably say my favorite from him is his Adult Swim's Biggest Missed Opportunities video. That one was really good. Ooh, I know who this guy is. Are there any projects planned for the upcoming year that you're looking forward to making? Definitely more documentaries. I really enjoyed putting together the Made Marion Entertainment and Szechuan Sauce documentaries, and I want to dive further into mini documentaries on just random obscure topics. Like, for example, I have been sitting on a Silly Bands script for a little bit, and I would love to finish it and put it out next year. On top of that, I've been itching to make more weirdly specific iceberg videos. Like the Adult Swim Christmas iceberg that just came out was like the first test in that genre, and I want to do more stuff like that, like an Aqua Teen Death iceberg, or a Cartoon Network Halloween iceberg, or ridiculous concepts like that. I'm also writing a pilot for a show I want to eventually produce, and a short film as well, although I'm not sure when those will come to fruition because, I mean, well, it just really takes a lot of time. VV, what's your favorite fan? Probably the Vornado 573 compact flat panel air circular fan right here, baby. This is a good one. 7 even C's still in the Pelican. All right, so for those of you who are curious as to what this means, I posted this image on Twitter like a few weeks ago, mainly because everyone else was doing it, and I took a screenshot of the tweet and I posted it on my community tab when I announced that I was doing this Q&A. To answer your question, I did manage to find my way out of the Pelican. It was wet, it was dark, but I did it. Which Adult Swim Small would I like to become a full series? Mine is High Moon Queen. I like High Moon Queen a lot. I would also say probably Gassy's Gas and stuff. Like, I thought that was a really interesting short. The Man, the Myth, the Legend, Owl. Current favorite channels to watch. At the moment, it's been weird. I've been watching a lot of McNasty, a lot of Mr. Raffle Waffles for zombies content, and most recently Tech Source, because I'm building the new PC, so I kind of want to watch people that know how to build PCs so that I can learn from them. Even though this is my second build and I kind of know exactly what I'm doing now, it's still fun to watch PC building. But that's about it in terms of like recent stuff. Like, I haven't been watching a ton of YouTube lately, but those 3 have been in my queue. Glorbo Gibbons. How many nipples? Let's find out. So I think I have 3, and I'm not even joking. My doctor, or my old doctor, years ago, while examining my body, pointed to a freckle on the side of my gut over here, and he basically just said, "Looks like you have a 3rd nipple." So I'm not sure if he was messing with me or if this is a 3rd nipple down here. I don't know. I'm not showing it, but maybe I have 2, maybe I have 3, maybe 8. I mean, who knows? Apparently my doctor does. My boy Ryan, what do you got? Biggest accomplishment this year as far as YouTube and what I am proud of. No idea what in God's name a pet snipe is. Is that some kind of disease? I guess I'm proud of the new Smiling Friends iceberg becoming my fastest growing video in a 24-hour period. Like, that was very rewarding. Yeah, I would say that's it. That was it right there. IKEA. Is iceberg content your preferred content, or would you like to do something different? Look, I'm always going to have a soft spot for iceberg videos. I mean, because without them, I'd probably still be sitting at around 1,800 subscribers making commentary content. While I genuinely enjoy creating icebergs, like, it's a lot of fun to do, I've been itching to branch out and experiment with other styles of content. In fact, I just started doing that this year. But the big challenge is that the algorithm often doesn't favor those kinds of experimental videos, and also a good portion of you guys don't really care for them either. Like, let's be real. A lot of you guys who are subbed to my channel are here for Adult Swim content and icebergs. You're not going to care if I play a horror game like I did back in October, even though that was a great video. That said, icebergs aren't going anywhere. I still enjoy making them, but I do hope one day more people will watch and support my documentaries or any other projects I release with the same enthusiasm. Like, working on different kinds of content keeps me passionate about creating, and I would love for my audience to grow with me. When is the PC building video coming? Like I said, if you guys want to see me build the PC for a video, let me know as soon as this video drops, because once this video comes out, I'm gonna start working on it. How many omens? Not enough. Never enough. What is a Cartoon Network show that should have been on Adult Swim? Okay, well, technically speaking, The Problem Solvers should have aired on Adult Swim, but it got redirected to Cartoon Network. But that said, a series I personally believe fits Adult Swim's vibe. To be honest, I think either regular show or Adventure Time. Honestly, I wish Fiona and Cake or even close enough would air on the network. Like they're essentially Adventure Time and regular show tailored for older audiences. So they would basically feel right at home for Adult Swim. But yeah, I don't know. Adventure Time and regular show, I feel like they've always had a little bit of an edge to them. I guess I look like Eminem in the photo I posted. I kinda see it. Man, that is an awfully hot coffee pot. Biggest influences, favorite video to make, and my overall goal for 2024? You know, to keep it $1.50, I'm inspired by so many artists, creators, and pieces of media. I mean, for example, Cyberpunk, the game, the anime, the whole aesthetic, along with anime like Ghost in the Shell, has definitely influenced the look and style of my channel. But in terms of the actual content, I mean, since I've been watching YouTube since the early days, I would say some of my influences include Smosh, Jax Films, Make Me Bad, and I hate to admit this, but Shane Dawson. Even though I haven't watched him in years now, I don't really care for him, but that is a creator I did watch at one point. Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, and others from like the 2016 era were great as well, even if a lot of their content hasn't aged well. But at that period in history, it was amazing. I also enjoyed a lot of classic gameplay commentary channels like No Fuckers and Pyro, who I still watch from time to time. Of course, I also enjoy Oompaville, Shy, Wubby, Jordan Fringe, Charlie, Muda, T. Martin, Steven Suptic, and Sugar Pine 7. I mean, there are so many more I could list, but those are the ones that have had the biggest impact on me. As for my favorite video to make, like I mentioned multiple times, the documentaries were a lot of fun, as well as the lo-fi album. And my overall goal for 2024 was to basically just keep growing, and to an extent, I think we definitely hit that goal. Not as much as I would have liked, but I'm happy with where things are regardless. Am I coming back with the milk? Yeah, I mean, eventually. This line is just so damn long. Longest I've walked? So, there was one time in 10th grade where my friends and I stayed after school and accidentally stumbled upon a high school party in the middle of the woods. And so, you know, we hung out and, you know. And at one point we had to leave to go back to my friend's house, but he lived over 10 miles away. So from about 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., we walked all the way back to his house. And by the time we got there, our legs were completely destroyed. And we hadn't eaten anything that day. I mean, looking back on it, it was kind of fun, but Jesus Christ, I cannot believe the things my friends and I used to do. And finally, the very last question. How many toes have you licked, John? We gotta have a serious talk. So there you have it. You have learned why 2024 has pissed me off, some of the cool things that came along with it, what I planned for 2025, and I answered a boatload of your questions. I don't really have a teaser for what the first video of 2025 will be just yet, because I'm gonna level with you guys, I have no idea yet. So whatever you guys want to see first in 2025, let me know. Iceberg video, documentary, whatever you want, drop it in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. With all that said, I hope you all have a happy, safe, wonderful new year, and may God bless the United States of America. But yeah, anyways, I hope you all have a great new year. Thank you for supporting my channel for the last year, and hopefully we can continue to grow in 2025. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment below some random stuff, subscribe if you're new, and just have a great day, everybody. But please remember that apparently I look like Eminem and I sound like Moist Critical. This ring light is very hot, and I'm getting a dry throat.